Any comedian who is woke is a contradiction in terms. We're back once again with some more GRIPT media reactions, guys. Welcome all back, my beautiful people. This one is in the description. It says, Comedy Unleashed is in Dublin this week with Graham Linehan. Says he expects real comedy to be back on the agenda as woke doesn't make money. Anything, bro, what's the famous phrase? Anything that's woke goes broke. Woke equals broke. Shows also on Friday and Saturday. So today and tomorrow, guys, I'll put this video out today. But yeah, this one's going to be incredible. 5,000 views. Much love to GRIPT Media. Always, we love and support them so much. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to promote their videos on my channel. Hopefully, you know, they get a little bit of love from my audience as well. Make sure to drop a comment down below. Let me all know your thoughts. It's true, guys. You know, any comedy now, you know, that goes woke does go broke. And I've seen in the last like 5 years, there's really been no comedies, you know, in Hollywood. You guys know that. Remember those movies like Superbad and like those amazing comedies when I was younger? I'm 29, okay, just turned 29. When I was younger, we had the best comedies. Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder is one of my best, one of my favorite movies of all time, where you have, obviously you have, you know, a black guy playing a white guy playing a black guy. Like, you know, that whole type of skit that, Mr. Robert De Niro plays, and you know, everyone is playing a different role. Very, very funny movie, but obviously that wouldn't be able to be done nowadays because people are very, very sensitive to that type of thing, even though it's done in like an ironic way. Okay, it's done smartly. Okay, of course there's a fine line between disrespect and, you know, being funny. Okay, don't disrespect the guy. Now that's, people are gonna fight you. But when it comes to joking and having jokes on stage, of course, guys, there should be no limits to that. Let me know your thoughts and let's get it.
Comedy Unleashed, the free-thinking comedy of the world at the moment. It's really beautiful. They're professional, they're funny, they're on the ball, they're open-minded, and they attract a really intelligent audience and an appreciative audience. And for me, it gives the heart of comedy again. You know, it's just, you can be edgy, although I don't consider them that edgy, really. They're just being comics, the way comedy always was. So I think they're bringing back what was already there.
And as an Irishman yourself, would you say that you were surprised by how Ireland, you know, I suppose official Ireland capitulated to a lot of the woke stuff, even in terms of comedy?
So when I see people trying to get other people shut down and cancelled because they're speaking, because they're telling jokes, that worries me, because if it starts in comedy, where does it end? And yeah, I'm kind of amazed they call them the Fighting Irish. I think there's a lot of Irish that are kind of just sitting back and going along with it. But
we're not the Fighting Irish anymore. We're the order a Domino's in the weekend and sit down on the couch and watch Netflix with your girlfriend Irish nowadays. Unfortunately, no more fighting with swords and, you know, overseas and defending our country from, you know, colonizers and colonizers and colonialism. Now we sit down on the couch every weekend and we watch Netflix with our girlfriend as we eat Domino's and Ben & Jerry's. That's us, guys. Ooh, we've fallen a long way, unfortunately. Hopefully everyone is doing like jiu-jitsu and judo and hitting the gym, different things to actually improve yourself. You know, I think that's kind of the only things left that will actually help you as a man, truly, you know, prevent you from being just so lazy, you know, like everybody is nowadays.
From the Fighting Irish, I think there's a lot of Irish that are kind of just sitting back and going along with it. But I like to think there'll be a moment when they go, here, enough of this, snap out of it.
True.
And, you know, we'll laugh again, because it's Ireland. We laugh. That's our buzz.
Graham Linehan, you have been one of the most successful comedy writers, probably the most successful comedy writer in Ireland, in Irish history.
I have heard of this guy. I don't know what from, but I've heard of him.
And yet you found yourself, I suppose, in an awkward position where you've been cancelled for views such as, you know, you can't change sex and crazy notions like that. But what is it like to be back in Ireland and to be doing live shows?
Well, you know, I never did live shows before they took away my ability to write comedy, you know, so
I think,
I'm not really...
I think in 2024, if you get cancelled, like if I was to get cancelled tomorrow on this YouTube channel, it would probably make me way bigger. Like, I mean, attention is a currency nowadays, so I think if I got cancelled, I think it would only make me bigger. So please cancel me, guys.
Really back in that sense. I've only done a few gigs and I'm still not very professional as a comedian. I still have to bring a set list on stage and stuff like that, but I get a lot of kind of good grace from the crowd because they know me. So they say if you've got any kind of a profile, then you have 10 minutes before the crowd starts wondering where the jokes are. So I only ever go on for 10 minutes.
And do you think that perhaps the tide is turning in terms of censorship? Like, obviously there's been quite a dampening of comedy over the last few years, but do you think that may be coming to an end?
Like I said, guys, dampening is like an understatement. I think that there's just no comedy left at all. Because comedy, it seemed like always like push that boundary. Like I said, it's not disrespectful. I mean, sometimes it can be, but for the most part, Frankie Boyle, Jimmy Carr, people like that, guys, they were really offensive to a point where it was disrespectful, okay, to some people. Normally they were punching up, so they would attack like the Queen and like this sort of the institutions and people. They would never attack like poor people or whatever, guys. It was it was pretty well, the insults. But in the last 5 years, guys, it just seems like there's no comedy. There's no movies. Like I don't remember watching a comedy movie in a long time that's like really amazing movie.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one thing is people are sick of losing money, and the woke, I don't know what you would call it, movement has destroyed Disney. It's destroyed. But Budweiser is still recovering from their decisions.
Budweiser, yeah. Saints Row. If anyone played that game, the video game Saints Row 1, 2 was amazing. 3, they brought out Saints Row. I think it was 3 or 4. It's horrendous, guys. They made it all woke, and it's just terrible. They make a lot of things woke, and you go broke, guys. This is how it is, man. Any comedian who's woke is a contradiction in terms, because comedy is about making fun of things, and if you can't make fun of everything, then it's not comedy. So I think I agree, guys. Look at myself on this channel. I make fun of myself 24/7. Everybody calls me American. I just go along with it. Whatever you guys want me to be, I can be. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me. I never ever get upset or down about that or anything like that, or anxiety. You know what I mean? This is just jokes, guys. This is hilarious. I love it. I love all the troll comments, guys. The troll comments make me do YouTube more, guys. If I didn't get any troll comments, I'd be like, oh, this is a bit boring.
I think people will just get sick of it and start voting with their wallets.
And what would you say to anybody who is thinking of coming to Comedy Unleashed?
Just come. It's just comedy. I mean, unfortunately, it has this kind of, it has to brand itself a certain way because it is out of step with everyone else. But comedy clubs, especially in Ireland, are ruled by a bunch of authoritarian lunatics, And so...
I didn't know that. The comedy is run in Ireland by left-wing people? Or ultra-left-wing, or what you call Marxist. I don't even know what you call ultra-left-wing people. What, is it run by that? That's news to me. I didn't even know that, guys. If Graham Linehan is being correct, if he's actually telling the truth here, which I'm guessing he is.
Ireland are ruled by a bunch of authoritarian lunatics, and so it's they have a very restricted pool of subjects they can talk about. But Comedy Unleashed, it's just like comedy used to be in the 90s, and hopefully will be again in the future.
Good old racist comedy. I'm just joking, guys. No, it's definitely going to be... This guy looks like an absolute joker. Let's hear what Jonathan Keogan says.
What's it like navigating a career as a comedian in such an atmosphere of censorship?
So I think it's very much a double-edged sword because you have, to an extent, you have to kind of watch what you say and limit what you do, but at the same time, because there is this kind of extra tension in the comedic world, you can also have a lot of fun with that. Like, Comedy Unleashed wouldn't exist if it wasn't this kind of climate. So it is a lot of fun, kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit. And it's all, the way I see it, in the name of humour. If it's funny, it's funny. So yeah, so it's quite fun and quite exciting. It almost feels a bit countercultural, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. But also, I almost feel like there's a lot of what I would consider to be kind of good or authentic comedy happening in the clubs around London. So even though there is a general cultural censorship and pushback, a lot of the clubs, especially a lot of the young comedians, are doing great work and just being funny and honest. So I'm kind of
like in England and in Scotland, they brought in new laws where they literally arrest people like on stage. They arrested like 4 comedians on stage in Scotland for like making jokes about stuff. It's just ludicrous, like, unbelievable type of stuff.
Hopeful.
What would you say to somebody who is an aspiring comic but thinks, I'm not going to be able to say what I want to say, I'm not going to be able to make the kind of jokes I really want to? Would you have any advice for them?
I would say get as funny as you can and then make whatever joke you can. If you're gonna take a big swing, you almost want to be able to make sure that it's undeniably funny. But I think you just got to do it. Like, if you're coming from a place of, I think this is going to make people laugh and I'm doing it with that intention, I would say go for it. And then you might get people who not like it, but that's true with any art form. Not everyone's going to enjoy everything you do.
Alistair, you had...
This is true, guys. And my advice, if you want to be a comedian, just start a YouTube channel. TikTok is some Chinese weirdo stuff, but at least YouTube is sort of open. You can start a Rumble account as well, or just start posting your comedy on X, previously known as Twitter. Okay, there's really no regulation over there. On YouTube, they're very free and open. I pretty much say whatever I want all the time, guys, and I never had a restriction ever. I've never got my videos restricted ever. I don't know why people don't do more comedy on YouTube or talk more on the internet like on YouTube. So, yeah, I would definitely say recommend starting a YouTube channel for sure.
Headlined Comedy Unleashed in Lucan last night. What was the reception like?
Oh, it was tremendous. It was fantastic. It's almost like people enjoy sort of real comedy. It's almost how it is.
And how would you say censorship has affected comedy in general?
It's made it really bad, like not in like comedy clubs and stuff, but like the comedy they give people on television. You have to have a certain opinion, you have to think a certain way, and that's just not funny. You need to let people just say what their truth is.
And were you surprised that there was so much capitulation to some of the woke cancel culture in regards to comedy?
Not really. Like, they sort of don't let you have a career in this industry unless you sort of go along with that sort of stuff. So, I'm not surprised.
That's crazy. So here we have actual comedians saying that they don't let you have a career in comedy if you don't go along with the whole woke agenda type of thing. I don't know, do I like that, guys? That's not great, man. That's not freedom. When you ask me what freedom is, guys, that's not true freedom,
Surprised that most people are sort of going along with it, but it would be nice if more people wouldn't.
Andrew Doyle, how has censorship affected your career as a comedian?
I haven't personally been censored because I've set up gigs myself and put shows on, and I haven't relied on promoters and people on the circuit to book me.
Here, I'm going to tell everyone right here now, do everything independent. Now, obviously, I'm working with some people, hopefully in Dublin, beautiful people. But apart from that, guys, do everything independently. Like, if you want to be censored, that's how you'll get away with everything, guys.
Goes on, and I haven't relied on promoters and people on the circuit to book me. I've just done it myself, but I've seen a lot of people increasingly being censored, having their shows literally cancelled, not being booked because of their political viewpoint, which really shouldn't be the case when it comes to comedy. The art form doesn't work that way. It shouldn't be just a homogenous set of views that are permitted, or a certain set of targets that you're allowed to mock. It should be, everyone and everything should be open to mockery. So we set up Comedy Unleashed in London in order to have a broad range of comedians of different styles, different views, and it's been really successful as a result. We're not interested in ideology. We're not interested if you're left or right or anywhere in between. We're only interested in if you're funny and if you're an innovative, interesting comedian. It's about the quality, not about the ideology. So that's the way we approach it.
And what was the reception like in Lucan last night?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, what a great gig. What a lovely venue, lovely people, really open-minded people, ready to laugh. And yeah, it seemed like they were coming along to enjoy good comedy and leave their politics at the door.
Beautiful British neighbours there. So it seems like, to me, and I'm not like a detective, but this guy, Graham Linehan, he basically just hired like 5 or 6 British people from London to like tour around Ireland and give like these sort of free speech sort of comedy gigs. That's crazy. This is a wild scenario. Anyway, if anyone's watching this from Comedy Unleashed, please leave a comment down below roasting me, or invite me to a show, and I would love to come to a show and just roast me there. But yeah, I love you all, my beautiful people of Ireland. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're about to hit 100k. No woke agendas over here, guys. We say what we like, we do what we like, until YouTube shuts us down, which I'm kidding, guys. YouTube won't shut us down. We're not really going to be doing anything too crazy here, but just talking about this type of stuff is kind of giving it light, and that's all I want to do, guys. Give it sort of kindling, so it kind of takes off a little bit more, so people see the ridiculousness of what's happening in society nowadays, where now they're censoring comedy shows. I mean, come on, guys. It's like, when you go to a comedy show, you expect to A, get roasted, B, hear something that you probably won't like. The only thing I'd say about a comedy gig because I went to one recently in the city I live in, and like, you know, you have to be able to be understood and like kind of actually be funny. Like if it's not funny, the jokes can kind of come off as insulting, and that's not good, guys. Like you don't want to be just sounding like disrespectful and insulting. Then you've kind of failed as a comedian. I love you all. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.